Off of the success that was Resident Evil, another game publisher, Konami, decided to attempt to cash in on that success with a game called Silent Hill. And I really, really love this series. The first 3 games. And that's about it. So Silent Hill comes out on the PS1, and it's really well done. So much so, I would say that it is technically a lot more impressive, to me at least, than Resident Evil. And the way that they achieved that technical impressiveness is where Resident Evil was all static backgrounds, Silent Hill was fully 3D mapped out environments. The difference being, how are you processing all of that information? All of that detail? Well, you're not. You see this big flashlight this dude's carrying around? Yeah, most of the time in the original Silent Hill game, that's all that's rendering, is what your flashlight is touching. Everything else is just not getting loaded in, not processing. That's some garbled video game speak, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's super cool. That's all you need to know. Silent Hill 1, real technical achievement, in my opinion, on the PlayStation 1. But as far as the story goes, while the story's not bad, I wouldn't say it's anything special. Silent Hill 2 is where it really, really kicks off for me. I think this game is wildly well done. It deals a lot with depression, with bullying, with guilt. It's completely detached from everything else in the Silent Hill franchise, and it is super well done. If video games could be looked at through the same lens that art house films were, I'd say that this would be the front runner for me to be viewed in that light. Silent Hill 2 is really, really, really well done. Silent Hill 3, however, is way creepier, is way spookier. Yeah, Silent Hill 2 doesn't exactly scare. It has horrifying moments. You could probably see some of them behind me. But Silent Hill 3 just has moments that shake me to my core. Even to this day, I go back and I play, and I am terrified sitting down. I'll eventually be terrified playing Silent Hill 2 if I played it today. But Silent Hill 3 is basically, from the get-go, traumatized. And I love Silent Hill 3. Doesn't have as much of the depth in storytelling that Silent Hill 2 does. But what it lacks for that, again, it makes up for in deep, harrowing scares. Really, really, really creepy stuff. Silent Hill 4: The Room, not bad. It's just not as good as the previous 3 games for me. I still think it's an interesting game. I still think it has some legitimately terrifying moments, and this one really tends to carry the legacy that Silent Hill 3 set up for being just this horrible, horrific game. But it still doesn't reach the point that the other 3 hold for me. And then from there, the series just kind of dips. After Silent Hill 4 is Silent Hill Origins, not good. After that is Silent Hill Homecoming. I believe it's Origins, Homecoming. Neither of those are good. Shattered Memories, okay. And then Downpour, which sucks ass. And then the game on the Vita, which the game on the Vita is also bad. The game on the Vita is like a dungeon crawler. It's not good. And then Silent Hill just kind of sits in silence for a while. They have an HD port that comes out of 2 and 3 that sucks. It does a horrible job carrying over those games into that modern generation at the time. And then there's some talk about a new one, and this PT playable teaser comes out for Silent Hills. and it's wildly well received, but then Konami just goes, nah, and doesn't do anything about it. Konami's kind of a scummy brand, but so this right here, me talking right now, is happening on Monday the 17th. On Wednesday the 19th, Konami is supposed to be revealing a new Silent Hill game. I don't know what it is at this current moment in time. Maybe I'll come in if it looks interesting. Maybe I'll do that little pause thing. I don't know. I might. If I do, here it is. Okay, yes. So that stream happened. I'm recording this the day after that it happened. And wow, they announced a lot. So they announced a remake of Silent Hill 2, developed by Bloober Team. I will talk about something that they do in a later tomorrow. I'll talk about it tomorrow. They announced another game that they didn't say much about what it was, but from my understanding, it's a completely from the ground up new game in the franchise from Anna Maria. I can't remember how to pronounce that game developer's name, but I believe that they did that Stray game, which I've heard good things about. Not exactly a horror game, but I'm excited. And then they also announced a completely new Japan developed, and it's set in Japan as well, a game called Silent Hill F. They announced a new movie from the same director who did the original Silent Hill film. Pros and cons, he also directed the second Silent Hill film, but we'll see how that turns out. And then they did something about some choose your own adventure interactive society thing with J.J. Abrams involved. I didn't care about that. They said a lot of merchandise was coming out. Overall, really, really wildly impressed with that one stream. It is Konami, though. They still have a lot to prove. These things need to come out and actually be good. But overall, I'm excited. I'm very excited for what's to come for Silent Hill. I hope you liked that. I hope it was cool. But I don't know. What I'm talking about today is mainly the first 3 Silent Hill games. My first interaction with this series was Silent Hill 2. I still had a PS2 at the time. This was after I'd already played Resident Evil 2 on my little PSP late at night without my mom knowing. So I decided to kind of branch out and play Silent Hill 2. I had just figured out how to hack a PlayStation 2, which was hacking is in parentheses because it wasn't really hacking. It was this way to trick the game into letting you play burned discs, in which you pop off the cover to the disk drive, and you get like an old credit card and you cut it in a certain way, and you put a legitimate disc in there, and you let it run, you let it boot up, you get it through its copy protection stuff, and then you jam your little credit card in there, pull out the disk drive manually, take out the legitimate disc that you got the game to read, and then you put in your DVD-R game and you shove it back in and you let it run. And if you did it right, it would let you play a burned disc. So again, I was too young to ever physically own this game at the time. I own it now, as you saw just a few minutes ago. But I had burned a copy of Silent Hill 2 and I was like, I'm going to check this out. I'm going to see what's up. So I'm playing late at night, way past when I'm supposed to be in bed. I think I'm like in 5th or 6th grade at this age, something like that. And I'm playing through the game and it's horrifying, it's creepy, but I'm pushing through, because I'm interested and I like horror things at the time. And then the power cuts, and it was that moment when I really wanted to like scream, but I'm already doing something that I shouldn't. I'm awake too late at night. I'm playing something that I shouldn't be playing. It's an illegal copy of the game, XYZ, all these things. Luckily, I had the foresight to think about that and not scream. But I just kind of sat there for a minute or two, just kind of frozen in fear, sweating bullets. Of course, nothing happened, but that didn't keep my young brain from thinking that something might happen. I crawled into bed, Did not sleep until the sun came up, just kind of laid there, thinking every little shadow in the room was a creature, was a creepy dude. And then in the morning, I did not touch Silent Hill 2 ever, for years. For years, I didn't touch this game until I got to college, and then I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe I do want to play these games, and I got them, loved them to death. But that one night playing Silent Hill 2 on my old crappy PS2, getting scared out of my own pants, that's what memories are made of. I love this franchise. This one's a little bit less known than Resident Evil. If you haven't played them, I recommend that you do. They're a fun time. There's 2 movies. Second one's bad. First one's okay. I like it. Some people don't like it. I like the first movie, but I'm not going to talk about that. I'm talking about the games today, and this game is really good, and I hope you like it.